It's a great melting pot of personalities and abilities and class. It's just got everything for me. Every sort of person is down here, good and bad.
I think Commercial, from what I gather from everyone else, is that we're a bit of a tribal club. We're slightly different to everyone else.
It never gets away from you. It's a tremendous spot. You're looking at it and you're saying, all the sweat that is going out on that river, everybody's striving to get the last bit out.
It was my love of rowing that makes me come back and work as a coach, or volunteer as a coach. Because I loved it, and I loved to give the young people the same love for it that I had. I got so much enjoyment out of it, made such great friends, and they're friends for life.
It's a complete commitment. It can't be compared to anything else. It's a way of life. Even at this level, I'm not an international rower, but it's still all I think about.
So it's 6 sets of 20 strokes, and we'll start with the step up ones.
I cox the senior men's 8. Being in charge of 8 boys is like being in charge of 8 children. You try to always keep a positive attitude in the boat, but if you've had a really bad day, you know that there's 8 people waiting to be shouted at the end of it, so that's not so bad. So the cox is the person who sits at the front of the boat. They are responsible for steering the boat, and they're also responsible for calling the race plan.
Squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it.
There's a lot of disparate personalities in a crew. You get a lot of different characters, and your job as a cox is to learn how to manage all of those people and make sure that everybody is on good form on race day. It's really exciting from the perspective of the cox. You're obviously not doing the physical activity, but I think it suits personalities who enjoy a bit of a rush, a little bit of an adrenaline junkie. I definitely like to be in control. I think as a cox, it's a sport that requires you to have that as a personality trait. But I like to think that you also have to be a good listener, and you have to be receptive to the crew, because at the end of the day, you're the driver, but they're the engine. So if it doesn't work for them, then it doesn't work at all. It's definitely very exhilarating. It comes with a lot of responsibility as well. You make the calls on the day, and if you call it wrong, then that's really on your head. But that's part of working with a group of people. You develop a relationship of trust there, and you're figuratively and literally all in the same boat together on race day.
Freeze with the hands. Hook, try, hook, try, hook.
On a sunny day, being able to calm down, go for a spin, clear the mind, have a nice time with a bunch of mates.
I think there's a place for everybody in the club, and I think the mixture makes it great, really.
Commercial was very much the women's club, and it was very strong in terms of women, and has been all through.
For us and for Neptune, we're open clubs, and we're probably more open than Neptune. We allowed women in 20 years before they considered it.
Commercial, you get a lot of different mixtures of backgrounds of people on your crew. It's an open club, I think, in every sense of the word. It's a very welcoming environment. The one thing everyone has in common is a real love for the sport, and everybody gets on really well and kind of pulls together.
I could put my gear bag down on a Saturday morning, and there could be a barrister or a solicitor parked beside me, or a student or a junior, and it's just the diversity, the class, the people that are here is unique. They all have a common interest, rowing, and that gives me a buzz, you know what I mean? And they're all equals. Once they put on that jersey, you don't know what they are. They're just the 2-man, the stroke man. They're just part of the jigsaw puzzle that makes the 8 move.
It's perhaps maybe by virtue of the fact that it's an open club, you have a lot of families involved, a lot of different generations of families involved in the club. And I think here, more so maybe than in any other club I've seen, you have a real sense that people are lifetime members in commercial, whether or not you row for a few years here or 14 years here, but everybody feels themselves to be a member for life.
I just suppose there's a great group of people here, you know, it's very sociable. You need something to be passionate about in life, and I suppose for me it has been this sport.
I started rowing in NUIG, and I was in college there, and in the evenings during this time of year in the summertime, we used to be studying in the library and you could see up the river and you could see the cruise, and I always thought that looked really nice. So the following September I signed up and I started rowing, and then a couple of years later when I was rowing I met my husband. His sister was on the crew and we had no coach, or the coach couldn't continue or whatever, so he came on board, and there was kind of a history of the coaches coming in and marrying off the novice women.
We talk and breathe and eat rowing at meal times at home, such that the kids ban us from talking about rowing.
Well, sometimes, you see, we have, my youngest son rows, but the middle fella doesn't row, so when they were small I used to allow them to talk about The Simpsons because I didn't watch The Simpsons. So now if he's home, we're not allowed to talk about rowing at the table.
She's a great support. I don't think I'd really be doing it. She wouldn't be doing it if I wasn't here, and I wouldn't be doing it if she wasn't here, you know.
A few years ago when I started coaching first, he was coaching one of the other groups, so we was down at different times, and we came back from some regatta and one of the young boys says to me, oh, he didn't know you were married to him. And I said, what do you think? And he said, oh, I thought you were having an affair. And I said, what, an affair? Me having an affair? But you know, that's the fun of it. So I usually tell people up front they were married just so they know. But actually, it works well. Now, he coached me, so obviously I can't be disagreeing with him too much. You know, and we generally agree on most things, you know, or we'll come to an agreement on that. So it works well. And in terms of lifts and going places and, you know, at the regatta, if somebody you can rely on all the time, you know, like somebody that's always there and he always has loads of tools in the car, so you're never stuck for something.
It's just an all-embracing kind of sport to be involved in, and you never really switch off from it. You know, there are golf widows and there are GAA widows around the country. There are rowing widows as well, and very few widowers.
It's a big strain on your marriage, a big strain on your domestic life. Like, there's nobody going to book a holiday in my house till the middle of July. Nobody. But me and Rory are here, we're involved, and the wife will wait before she decides where she's going till we're finished. So after a couple of years of that, like, tensions are high. I can blame Rory now, but it used to be me.
I'd probably say that's who I'm closest to my dad and the family, like, cause we spend so much time together, especially not as much this year because he's not my coach. Last year, the past 2 years, he was my coach and spending about 12 hours a day with him, like, and all we did was talk about round. It was a mad relationship, to be honest with you, but I loved it, like, and I still do.
We were known, like, years and years ago when I came here, that we were the poor relation on the river.
You'd hear Trinity and UCD saying, come on, commercial, like slagging us off.
In 1993, basically there was a kind of a gang hanging around the place here. They were breaking into the place the whole time. They actually put it on fire. I got a call to go down and the place was in ashes.
They managed to rescue the boats. One of the lads was here and they rescued. Now, there weren't that many boats to rescue.
There was all sorts of innuendos and scandals that, you know, it could have been a local tramp. There was a man that used to sleep rough under the hedging there. Mr. Hennessy was his name. He used to roll up in his duffel underneath the hedging, and he might have rolled up and lit a fire in here for all we know. There was all sorts of speculation that it was done for the insurance, that Mr. Hennessy done it, that hooligans from Ballyfermot had done it. My wife reckons the parish priest came down from Chapel Lizard and burnt it down, that it was a cesspool of a place. And if he thought he could burn this down, that'd be the end of some of the going-ons that were happening here.
There was two reactions when the place burnt down. We were standing on the slip here and talking and wondering what were we going to do. The captain of Neptune came in and tried to buy some bargain boats from us. They thought we were finished, they thought we were gone, and they were trying to buy boats as cheap as they could for themselves. So we told them where to go, over the hedge. It was very hard when the fire happened. We still had to have our committee meetings in different houses and stuff like that. It made people come together at the same time. It really got people to be more determined that we're not going to be beaten here. This is our club. You can't throw away the year 1856 when we started off. We can't just let that just go.
It's like a big family. You know, I think it's like a big family, and you get to know the people, and everybody's out there and they're there to help each other. You know, there's no Mayfainers or people that are driven just by success and winning at all cost. Obviously we like to win and do well, but it's not at the expense of other people.
I've been away the past few months, and driving here today I was like looking forward to coming down, and even just being here in the atmosphere, people out on the river, you do miss it. It is something special.
I'm just hooked on it. I can't tell you why I'm hooked on it, but I'm hooked on it.
I love the bloody place. We'd say, we're going to go somewhere else. You'd start to cycle off and then go on and come back.
It's had mixed success over the last number of years, but it has a membership that has continued to rise, and everybody who is involved in rowing in commercial, I think, is very committed.
We have the best boats in the country, the biggest fleet, the biggest membership, some of the best coaches. I think Skibbereen leads the Potts Championships, then Neptune, and then commercial, so they can talk all they like, but we've more Potts than most clubs put together. So we're fine, we can live with it.